You're watching Defense Dynamics and I am Danveer Singh from New Delhi. This week, we track high-stakes operations and shifting strategies across the West Asia, United States and India, plus a glimpse into the future of aerial warfare. How did the United States carry out one of its most secretive aerial strikes using B-2 Spirit bombers deep inside Iran? And which nation possesses the deadliest bunker-busting weapons and how do they measure up? What does India's 6th-generation fighter jet program reveal about its future air domination goals? And finally, how is India turning its S-400 defense systems into an Iron Dome of the East with indigenous technologies? And all this and much more. But before we go ahead, let's take a look at major global defense headlines this week. Cuba to deliver a second Ultras X-20 plus hyperspectral camera system to German armed forces by September. Both camera systems are being tested on UAV platforms and are either in Ukraine or they are en route. Thales will provide Albania with advanced GM400 Alpha air surveillance radars within 14 months. The AI-powered radar boosts Albania's air defense systems with enhanced detection of aircraft, missiles and the UAVs. Sweden is establishing an A2AD defense bubble at Gotland to secure NATO's eastern flank. The island is being heavily armed with tanks, missiles and mechanized forces under the Swedish defense expansion plan. The United Kingdom will invest over £100 million to develop UAV swarms and enhance battlefield strike capabilities. Thousands of drones and AI-powered systems will soon fly alongside Apache helicopters for rapid deployment. Spectra Group has launched a mobile troposcatter system for securing high-speed ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore communication. The system offers GPS-independent connectivity crucial for Indo-Pacific naval operations. In a high-risk, high-precision operation that unfolded under the cover of darkness, the United States unleashed one of the most secretive weapons in its arsenal, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, in a direct attack on Iran's fortified nuclear facilities. The mission marks a historic escalation in the Middle East, or as we call it, the West Asia, and we decode how America pulled off one of the most daring aerial operations in decades. The mission began with Wingman Air Force Base in Missouri, the only home of the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, designed to evade radar and deliver precision strikes deep behind enemy lines. The B-2 flew more than 11,000 kilometers non-stop with in-air refueling over Atlantic and the Mediterranean Sea. The targets three of Iran's most secure nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz and Isfahan. Of the three, Fordow posed the biggest challenge. Hidden beneath the mountains of Qom, it is believed to be buried deeper than 200 feet, safe from conventional bombs, but not from GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 13,000 kg bunker buster specifically engineered for such missions. The B-2 is one of the only aircraft capable of delivering it. United States defense sources say multiple B-2s were used, flying in tight formation, each carrying a single massive ordnance penetrator, coordinated by satellite data, laser guidance, and artificial intelligence-driven targeting systems to ensure direct hit on each underground complex. The strikes were timed to avoid civilian casualties, with sources indicating that United States may have monitored evacuation pattern prior to execution. Military analysts say the operations relied on total radio silence, encrypted satellite communications, and airborne AWACS and the KC-135 air-to-air refueler tankers for coordination. The entire strike window lasted under 90 minutes, after which the bombers turned west for a classified recovery point reportedly over the Mediterranean. The Iranian government had confirmed the strikes but claimed that damage was limited due to early evacuation. However, independent verification is still awaited. The International Atomic Energy Agency says there has been no spike in the radiation levels so far. As tensions soar, questions now arise. Was this one of the punitive strikes or the beginning of longer campaign to neutralize Iran's nuclear infrastructure? And critically, can Iran respond without triggering an all-out regional war? Stealth, precision, surprise. The United States has delivered a message not just to Iran, but to the world. Its technological edge is real, and when it strikes, the world feels it. We'll keep tracking every development, every response, and every consequence of this unfolding geopolitical earthquake. Now let's talk about various bunker-busting ammunition worldwide. To begin with, GBU-57 MOP, the country of origin, United States. It is known as Massive Ordnance Penetrator, and it weighs up to 13,600 or 30,000 pounds in weight. It has got penetration capability of 60 feet of concrete and 200 feet of normal earth. The carrier platform is only one in the world, that is B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, and it has been recently used over Iran, over 3 nuclear facilities very effectively. The second weapon that we'll talk of is GBU-28. It is again manufactured by the United States, and it is laser-guided penetrator bomb. It weighs over 2,260 kgs. It has got a capability to penetrate up to 6 meters of concrete, and it can be dropped with F-15E, F-111 and B-52s. It has been used earlier in Gulf War, Iraq, and very recently to take out Nasrallah from Lebanon by Israel. The third weapon system is of Russia. It is CAB 1500 long-range penetrator. Name, as I just said, it is a laser-guided penetrator bomb. It weighs up to 1,500 kgs. It has got a penetration capability of 3 to 5 meters of concrete. Carrier platforms that can deliver are Su-24, Su-34, and Su-30SM. It was exported to Syria. What is the latest status that we are not aware? However, the third weapon system that we'll talk of is MPR-500, made by Israelis. It's a multi-purpose penetrator bomb, and it weighs up to 500 kgs. This particular weapon system can penetrate 1 meter of reinforced concrete, carrier platforms F-16s and F-15s, and it has been used previously in 2014, 2021 in Gaza and Lebanon, and recently as well. Now let's talk about the Chinese bunker buster. It is a GBU-like penetrator. Type is classified possibly YJ series. Its weight is also estimated between 500 to 1,000 kgs. Nothing is out in open domain, so this is just a guesswork. But this is the bomb that we are talking of in the image. It has got a capability which is again a guesswork by different people. And then the carrier platforms, of course, it will be carried by JH-7 and J-16 and is believed to be under active development as of now. We'll talk about the Indian smart system, smart anti-airfield weapon. This is also a bunker buster. As I said, it's made in India. It's a glide bomb with penetration capability, and it weighs just about 125 kgs. It has got a specific mission, and the idea is basically to deny airfields. It's an airfield denial weapon system. It can penetrate 1 to 2 meters of concrete and is delivered best by Su-30 MKIs that are in service with the Indian Air Force. Now let's talk about Storm Shadow, which has been jointly developed by United Kingdom and France. It's an air-launched cruise missile with penetration warhead and weighs up to 100 kgs. It has got penetration capability of 3 meters of concrete with dual stage warhead, and it can be carried by various aircrafts including Tornado, Typhoon, Mirage 2000, and of course India's Rafale. It has been used in Libya, Iraq and Ukraine, and very recently by India in Op Sindoor, taking out the terrorist camps in Pakistan. Now, after having compared all types of bunker buster weapons across the world, now let's look at major takeaways. Now, GBU-57 of the United States of America is by far the most powerful conventional bunker buster in existence. No other weapon matches its depth and weight. Second is the GBU-28, which is still widely used for tactical strikes and offer versatility with legacy platforms. The Russian CAB series is less advanced in penetration but designed for rugged battlefield utility. And the Israeli MPR-500 is precision-oriented, often used in urban warfare with reduced collateral damage. And India's SAW is lighter weapon optimized for precision and runway denial missions with future development aimed at deeper penetration. As the skies over Asia grow more contested and cutting-edge technologies redefine aerial warfare, India is preparing for its next leap in aerial combat. With an eye on the 2040s, the Indian Air Force is now planning its most ambitious aircraft yet, that is a 6th-generation stealth fighter. It's a bold step beyond the current generations of jets and a strategic move to secure India's air dominance well into future. The workhorse of Indian Air Force, the Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, has long been the backbone of India's air combat fleet. With over 270 aircrafts in service, renowned for their power, agility and range, the Su-30 is a formidable 4.5 generation multi-role fighter. But as stealth platform and hypersonic threats enter the regional battlefield, the Su-30 MKI risks becoming outdated by late 2030s. To extend its relevance, the Indian Air Force is rolling out Super Sukhoi upgrades, adding indigenous AESA radars and next-generation weapon systems. These enhancements are expected to keep the aircraft combat capable until the decade of 2040s. But the real concern, the Chinese air power. Beijing has already inducted the J-20 stealth fighters and is now testing even more advanced prototypes, possibly the J-36 or the J-50s. Meanwhile, Pakistan is preparing to receive J-35 Alpha, a next-generation stealth aircraft that could tilt the regional air power balance. To stay ahead, India isn't just upgrading its leapfrogging. Enter the 6th-generation fighter concept, a heavy 30 to 35-ton platform designed to succeed Sukhoi Su-30, which is going to be bigger than the upcoming AMCA and smarter than any aircraft ever built by India. This future fighter aircraft will feature artificial intelligence, adaptive stealth, and ability to control unmanned loyal wingman drones like CAT's Warrior. It may even carry directed energy weapons and will boast a modular sensor suite and extended strike range. The goal: flight trials by 2040, induction by mid-2040s. But this ambition comes with steep challenges. The biggest hurdle, a powerful engine. India will need an 150-180 kilonewton variable cycle engine, something it currently lacks. The troubled Kaveri engine program is a cautionary tale. Experts say international collaboration, possibly with France, the UK and the United States, will be key to overcoming this gap. Financially, the project could cost 20 to 30 billion US dollars over 2 decades. And success will depend not just on DRDO or HAL, but a strong private sector and research ecosystem spanning AI, material sciences, and aerospace innovations. India's 6th-generation fighter aircraft isn't just a jet, it's a declaration of intent, a signal that India will not be left behind in air power race of the 21st century. And to get there, New Delhi will need vision, partnership, and a whole-of-nations effort. This is more than military project, it's a national mission for future air dominance. In a decisive move to safeguard one of its most advanced military assets, the Indian Air Force is fortifying its S-400 Triumph air defense system with an extra layer of indigenous missile shields. This comes after an alleged but unsuccessful missile strike attempted by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor and amid rising concerns over Islamabad's possible acquisition of hypersonic weapons from China. Today, we break down how India plans to build a multi-layered iron shield around the S-400s or the Sudarshan Chakras of the skies. The S-400 is India's strategic air defense backbone capable of striking threats up to 400 kilometers away, from enemy jets to ballistic missiles. But during a recent flare-up, Pakistan reportedly launched a CM-400 AKG supersonic missile from a JF-17 fighter aircraft targeting an Indian S-400 battery. The attempt was thwarted, intercepted, and destroyed by older Indian air defense system. According to Indian Air Force officials, the Pakistani missile, primarily designed for anti-ship role, was ill-suited for land-based radar suppression, making it ineffective against the S-400s. Now let's try and understand basic difference between an anti-ship missile and an anti-radiation missile. To begin with, I've got some data of anti-ship missile. Anti-ship missiles use active radar, infrared and radio command and inertial navigation system to track and hit the targets. In flight profiles, when we talk of flight profile, they are surface scheming, very low altitude, waypoint navigated so that they can avoid defenses of other ships and they are unable to shoot this particular anti-ship missile. As far as warhead goes, it carries various types of explosives to include armor-piercing, shaped charges, and sometimes even a nuclear, depending on if it is to target a very large aircraft carrier. When we talk of launch platforms, it can be launched through surface ships, the submarines, aircraft, and that is how it becomes very, very versatile in deployment. Now let's talk about anti-radiation missiles. Targeting variety, anti-radiation missiles can target wide range of radar systems, including those that are mobile, stationary, or have been shut down. This is a very peculiar quality of anti-radiation missile. Some ARMs can lock on before they are launched, and some advanced ARMs can be locked on once they have been launched. So there are two types of ARMs. As far as payload is concerned, they are designed to destroy the targeted radar system, which includes high explosive or fragmentation charges. Launch platforms, the ARM can be launched from various platforms, including aircrafts, fighter jets, bombers, and even helicopters. So that makes it very, very versatile. In response, the Indian Air Force is stepping up its game. It is now considering to deploy 2 indigenous systems to protect its S-400 batteries at closer range: the quick reaction surface-to-air missiles, or the QRSAMs, and the vertical launch SRSAMs. QRSAM, a fast reaction system with 30-kilometer range designed to guard mobile columns from jets, drones, and cruise missiles. VL-SRSAMs, based on Astra missiles, they can deliver 360-degree protection and can hit low-flying threats up to 80 kilometers away, including sea-skimming missiles. Both systems are networked, mobile, and made in India. They have been developed by the DRDO. The bigger picture: a layered integrated air defense system at the top, S-400, in the middle system like the Akash and Barak 8, and now at the bottom, QRSAM and VL-SRSAM, forming a complete umbrella from high-altitude bombers to low-flying drones. And that's not all. India is also developing its own long-range air defense system under Project Kusha to eventually rival capabilities of the S-400 itself. This move is not just about defending the skies, it's about strategic independence. By relying on homegrown missile systems, India is doubling down on Atmanirbhar Bharat, building world-class defense capabilities with Indian innovation at the core. In an era of hypersonic threats and unpredictable adversaries, resilience is no longer optional. It's mission critical. That's all in this episode of Defense Dynamics. Thank you for joining us. Do post your comments with hashtag DD with Danveer. See you next week decoding complex defense stories. Until then, goodbye and take care.